The morning sun had risen, painting the Carpathian Mountains in a soft, deceptive glow. But the predator was undeterred by the light. The alien hunter stalked through the forests, its advanced tracking systems focused entirely on Dracula's heat signature, now fading deep within the stone walls of his fortress. The journey to the castle was treacherous, with jagged cliffs, deep ravines, and the encroaching dangers of the wilderness. But to the predator, these were trivial obstacles. It had scaled the highest mountains and traversed the deadliest terrains on countless worlds in its endless pursuit of the hunt. This castle was merely the setting for the final stage of this hunt. Dracula's lair was massive, a sprawling Gothic stronghold perched high on the cliffs, its towers piercing the sky like fangs of an ancient beast. Surrounded by mist and shadow, the fortress exuded a palpable aura of death, filled with the souls of those who had perished within its walls. It was a place where nightmares were born, and the predator felt the weight of history in every step as it approached. But fear was unknown to this alien hunter. Its entire existence revolved around the challenge of the hunt, and the creature inside the fortress, the one called Dracula, had proven to be the ultimate prey. The predator moved swiftly and silently along the fortress's outer walls, its cloaking device rendering it invisible to any mortal eye. It ascended the rugged stone like a spider, its claws digging into the weathered bricks, avoiding the main entrances. The hunter sought no confrontation with guards or servants. It was focused entirely on Dracula. Dracula, meanwhile, was preparing for the battle he knew was inevitable. He could sense the predator drawing closer with each passing minute. Standing at the highest tower, gazing into the fog-covered forests, the vampire prince could feel the thrill of the coming conflict. He was no longer simply the ruler of Wallachia. He was a creature of the night, bound to an ancient curse, and this alien threat had come to test the limits of his power. He descended from the tower in a swirl of dark robes, moving through the winding halls of his fortress. The servants and guards stationed throughout the castle could sense something was amiss, though they knew better than to question their master. They had heard the screams during the day, the sounds of combat from the forest. Now a heavy silence had descended on the castle, a harbinger of something dark and dangerous. In the grand hall, Dracula stood waiting. His castle, his kingdom, had become a labyrinth of shadows and stone, a perfect setting for the final confrontation. His senses heightened, Dracula could feel the predator entering his domain. The alien hunter had breached the outer walls, now slinking through the shadowy corridors with deadly precision. Dracula spoke softly to the night, "Come, hunter. Face me." The predator stalked its way through the halls, its mask switching between thermal and motion sensors, seeking any sign of Dracula's life force. Despite its advanced technology, the castle was disorienting, a maze of twisting passages, secret doorways, and illusions conjured by dark magic. But the predator's patience was infinite. It thrived in environments designed to deceive lesser creatures. It continued its methodical pursuit, scanning every inch of the fortress, knowing Dracula was close. Finally, the two met in the grand hall. The atmosphere was electric, the air thick with the weight of death and anticipation. The predator, stepping out from the shadows, uncloaked itself, revealing its hulking, armored figure, its wrist blades extended in anticipation of the coming violence. The alien's mandibles clicked in a low, guttural snarl as it sized up Dracula, whose crimson eyes glowed with a hatred born over centuries of bloodshed. "Welcome to my home, hunter," Dracula said, his voice a deep, resonant echo in the vast hall. "I hope you enjoy your stay." With blinding speed, Dracula attacked first, rushing toward the predator in a blur of motion. The creature was ready, parrying the vampire's initial strike with its wrist blades. The clash of their blows reverberated through the hall like thunder. Dracula's supernatural strength was incredible, each punch and strike landing with enough force to shatter stone, but the predator met every blow with equal precision, countering Dracula's speed with its advanced combat instincts. The two were evenly matched in the beginning, moving through the grand hall with deadly grace. The predator fired a plasma blast at Dracula, but the vampire transformed into a cloud of mist, dodging the attack effortlessly before reforming behind the alien hunter, slashing at its back with his claws. The predator staggered but quickly recovered, launching a volley of spinning blades from its gauntlet. Dracula narrowly dodged, his dark form twisting through the air. The battle raged across the castle as both combatants used every inch of the ancient fortress to their advantage. Dracula, knowing the layout of his home intimately, led the predator through trap-laden hallways and hidden passageways. The predator, meanwhile, used its vast array of gadgets, thermal vision, cloaking devices, plasma weapons, to track Dracula's movements with relentless accuracy. At one point, Dracula led the predator into the castle's armory, where ancient weapons from centuries of warfare hung on the walls. Grabbing a massive sword from a display, Dracula swung it at the predator with terrifying force. The alien warrior blocked the blade with its wrist gauntlet, sparks flying as steel met alien alloy. The predator retaliated with a flurry of quick strikes from its dual wrist blades, forcing Dracula to retreat. The vampire prince snarled in frustration, but his anger only made him more dangerous. With a wave of his hand, Dracula summoned the shadows of the castle to his aid. Dark tendrils of mist curled around the predator, trying to pull it into the depths of the stone floor. The hunter fought against the spectral assault, activating its plasma caster to burn through the supernatural fog. The halls filled with explosions and smoke as their battle became more chaotic, neither willing to yield. Hours passed, and both Dracula and the predator were growing weaker. The alien's armor was damaged, its shoulder-mounted plasma caster sparking with malfunction. Dracula, though able to heal, had taken too much damage. His body struggled to regenerate from the vicious wounds inflicted by the predator's blades. Their final confrontation took place in the heart of Dracula's castle, the chamber where the vampire's coffin lay, a place of power for the undead prince. Dracula could feel the predator closing in, the footsteps of the alien echoing ominously in the dim chamber. Weakened, he knew this was his last stand. The predator entered the chamber, stepping into the center of the room. Dracula's eyes glowed crimson in the shadows as he emerged from the darkness, his fangs bared. With a last surge of fury, the vampire prince lunged at the predator, but his speed had diminished. The predator anticipated the attack, ducking beneath Dracula's claws and plunging its wrist blades into the vampire's chest. Dracula screamed in agony, but even with the blades embedded in his heart, he didn't fall. Instead, he grabbed the predator by the throat, lifting the alien off its feet, intending to crush the life out of his enemy. But the predator was not finished. With its free hand, it unsheathed a ceremonial dagger from its belt, an ancient weapon, saved for only the most worthy of prey. In one swift motion, the predator plunged the blade into Dracula's neck, severing his head from his body. The vampire prince's grip slackened, and his lifeless body crumbled to the floor, his head rolling across the stone, his glowing eyes fading to darkness. The legend of Dracula, son of the dragon, was over. Silence filled the chamber, save for the soft crackle of the hearth. The predator stood over its fallen foe, breathing heavily from the grueling battle. The alien warrior reached down, lifting Dracula's severed head by the hair, examining its final trophy. The hunt was over. The predator had won. With a low growl of triumph, the predator attached Dracula's head to its belt, marking the completion of its mission. It activated its cloaking device and disappeared into the night, leaving behind the crumbled remains of Dracula's castle. The vampire prince, once feared by men and gods, had fallen, and in his place, the predator stood victorious, the ultimate hunter.